check this one out.
现在的男生都不主动追女生的呀，
懒得追，反正也看不到进度条吧，
不好追，或者是他们喜欢同性，难说。
可能也会像我们女生一样，会有那种比较自卑，就是那种焦虑吧，自己对自己本身都有点不太自信的地方。
为什么现在男生都不主动追女生的呢？
投入产出的问题吧。大家现在的那个平等观念更强了，就觉得是一种双向的事情，就不是谁去追谁这样。
你说明明社会上是男多女少，但是婚恋市场上却掉了个头。
You see, even though there are more men than women in society, the marriage and dating market has completely flipped. The ones anxious to get married are mostly women, while our male comrades are sitting back with their legs crossed.
It's funny that in a society where there's more men than women, there's actually leftover women. There's actually women that are growing old without partners in a society with more men. So these women are, one, either so undesirable they can't find any man, or two, they're so picky that they want no man. Great. That's great for society. That leads to prosperity.
Relaxed and unhurried, not in a rush at all. Sigh, I'm not making this up. In recent years, many cities have witnessed a gender inversion in the dating and marriage market. For example, the majority of clients at urban matchmaking agencies are women. The matchmaking corners are also packed with elderly parents trying to find partners for their daughters. And online dating platforms? The situation is even worse. Over 70% of registered users are women. Even more outrageous is that at some...
That shows you, right, the insanity. This is, and I think this is happening here too. More women are doing matchmaking. More women are on online dating. Yet, you can't find a man in a country predominantly filled with men. This is the problem with feminism. This is the problem right here. Where you have become undateable. A lot of women, in my personal opinion, and this is what we will be touching upon tonight, a lot of women have become undateable. They have insane expectations that no man or very few men can meet. And the men that can meet it, guess what? He can meet your expectations, he can meet her expectations, he can meet her expectations, and so on and so on. So, you're nothing special. Your high expectations are just the same as all these other women. So the men that can meet it, guess what? He doesn't need to settle down. And he has the ability to be picky because all or majority of women want him. So insane standards. And this is also another problem. You have high standards, low value. The problem with a lot of these women, feminism have taught a lot of women, have fun in your youth, in your prime, and then settle down when you're closer to the wall, i.e. 30, 35, almost 40. So you have this high standard, but dating market-wise, low value. Again, these feminism, right? Feminism ideology, a lot of women think, oh, let me build myself up so I can date a man that's my equal. No. That's not your equal, right? That's not your equal in the dating market. Maybe in your mind and in finances, but this is the thing. It doesn't make him your equal because honestly, you're not contributing equally. Rarely do women contribute equally, financially especially, in the dating process, in the relationship process, in the marriage process. Rarely do women contribute equally in the whole dating thing, the whole relationship shit. So that's not equal. So if he's a millionaire, you're a millionaire, that don't make you guys equal in dating.
Matchmaking events, the male-to-female ratio can be as lopsided as 1 to 50. What does that even mean? 50 women competing for just one man. And it's precisely because of this extreme imbalance that some media have come up with a sensational phrase: Chinese men are collectively escaping marriage. But then you have to ask, dating and getting married should be natural for young people, so why are our male comrades showing such strong resistance? We searched through most of the online opinions on this topic. Let's get to the point first. In the eyes of most men, the reason they're unwilling to get married, at its core, is because the expectations and criteria between men and women when it comes to choosing a marriage partner have drastically diverged. The reason is simple. The division of labor in our society is becoming more and more equal. The old tradition of men working outside, women managing the household has long been gone. Girls nowadays, whether in terms of education or income, are already very close to men. So naturally, they place higher expectations on their partners, which is actually very reasonable. I'm outstanding, so I want my partner to be outstanding too, right? But the problem is that in this overall environment, a small portion of women have taken this mindset to an extreme. For example, in recent years, we've seen popular feminist toxic chicken soup, short videos targeted at women, even mini-dramas, all of them pushing the idea that in order to get married, you must find someone who is handsome, rich, considerate, and provides emotional value. Take a viral dating show from the past. There was this one case. The female host asked a girl what her requirements were. She bluntly said, "If he earns less than 20,000 yuan a month, I'm not considering him. If he's under 1.8 meters tall, I'm not considering him. And if he's stingy with gifts or refuses to buy expensive ones, not considering him either." I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but the average salary in Shanghai in 2024 is just over 12,000 yuan. The average height of China.
And I'm showing you poison of feminism. Women didn't realize that they're asking for rare.
Chinese males aged 18 to 44 is 1.7 meters. By these standards, this girl's expectations aren't just unrealistic, they're almost statistically impossible. And now that we're in the internet era, these flashy and exaggerated standards for choosing a partner spread even more easily. As a result, what started off as bizarre demands from a small number of women have gradually led to the entire female group being eroded by this mindset. Then guys start thinking, well, I don't meet the criteria anyway. On top of that, marriage means buying a car, a house, and paying a bride price. No matter how I do the math, it's a losing game. Let's start with the bride price. According to public data, in some provinces and cities, the standard for a bride price has even surpassed 8 times the local average disposable income. That means one has to work hard for 8 years just to save up enough for the bride price. In the end,
That's even worse for China. A bride price? They just make it even worse.
our male comrades just throw up their hands, flip the table, and give up, choosing not to marry at all. Honestly, everyone can see it now. The reason marriage is becoming harder is because the cost of getting married keeps rising. Marriage is becoming more and more expensive. And men's reluctance to marry is actually a silent rebellion against the excessive demands for rights from women, following the collapse of the traditional male-female social role division. Of course, this doesn't mean our male comrades are against gender equality. It's just that they've realized the effort and responsibilities they have to bear far.
This is a thing where a lot of women and feminists don't realize. Men don't mind equality. Men don't mind that. Men are fine with women having equal rights. That's not the problem. It's the hypocrisy. It's the delusion. It's the double standard. Equal rights, okay? Great. But don't make it thing that, okay, you fight for equal rights and then you also want to like be treated differently. I.e., let's say this. A bride price. It's equal, right? It's supposed to be equal now, but I'm paying to marry you. It's supposed to be equal, but I'm paying for the date to get to know you. Aren't we both trying to get to know each other? Oh, aren't we both taking our time out to get to know each other? It's both of our times, okay? Both of our efforts. Yet it's both of our time, both of our effort. Yet the man is still paying for it. Where's the equality in that? Again, you can't want chivalry. You can't want provision, protection, and equality. Men don't protect their equal. Why would you protect someone that's your equal? Hell, why would you protect someone that's your better? It's like the insanity that me, an average citizen, protecting a Marine. Really? Why the hell would I be laying my life down for a Marine? I mean, why would I? It's like, seriously, there, the disparity is huge.
Outweigh the benefits marriage brings. And men aren't stupid, they can do the math. That's why we're seeing this strange phenomenon of Chinese men collectively escaping marriage. Nowadays, from the government to the grassroots, everyone is calling for marriage, offering policies and benefits to encourage young people to marry and have children. But if we truly want to raise the marriage and birth rates, there's still a long, long way to go.
我觉得现在的中国式婚姻对于男人来说就是一场骗局。
I'm increasingly convinced that modern Chinese-style marriage is nothing short of a complete scam for men. Just ask a man to seriously think about it.
And this is the thing, right? China is experiencing what America is. They're having a growing movement of MGTOW, men going their own way, men finding marriage as a scam, the growing of feminism in China. All these things America has already been experiencing. China is now slowly more and more experiencing it too.
What does marriage really mean? Why do you want to get married? Who do you want to marry? What do you want from marriage? And what have you actually gotten? Most men have never even thought about these questions. They just got married in a blur, tricked and coaxed into it by their parents' urging, by women's expectations, and by so-called traditional values. It's only after getting married that they suddenly realize they've been duped. When they were single, making 7,000 or 8,000 yuan a month, they lived like little emperors. After getting married, even with a salary of 20,000 or 30,000 yuan, they're living worse than beggars. That warm home he fantasized about? In reality, it's turned into a mental hell. Before getting off work, he has to smoke a cigarette just to muster the courage to go home. When his salary hits the account, it doesn't even get a chance to warm up before it's handed over to the woman. He wants to buy a gaming console to treat himself but doesn't dare. He wants to buy a motorcycle he likes but has to think it over for days. If he wants to go out for a drink with friends, he has to report to his wife several days in advance. He works overtime until late at night, dragging his exhausted body home, and forget about anyone preparing a meal. There's not even a hot bowl of soup. When ordering takeout, he even has to write "Please don't knock on the door," just in case he disturbs his wife's precious rest. What's even more ridiculous is that the first thing he has to say when stepping through the door is, "Honey, you've worked hard." And I just want to ask, is it the man who's out there hustling every day, bearing all the pressure and making money that's worked hard, or the woman lying on the couch watching dramas and shopping online? What's truly nauseating is that
That's the thing where I honestly believe, right? There's a whole lot of conversation right now about the lonely male epidemic, which is stupid. That is only a statistic that less and less men are dating. No one is saying that men are lonely, but they use that as propaganda to insult and ridicule men. Okay? Less and less men are actually dating. So because of that statistic, it's not saying that men are lonely, men don't want to date, or men are choosing not to date, or whatever. No, what's up, big bars? Not like there's no specific really. It's just that less and men are dating. Less and less men are dating. So they're using that to, yes, gaslight men. Okay, thinking, oh, men are lonely. Men are jerks. That's why they can't find women. No one's talking about that. But I believe in reality, a lot of men, they're seeing that women have high standards, low value. It's not worth it anymore. Dating women is not worth it. A lot of men are understanding more that they rather spend their money on themselves than on women. And here's an Asian man that is saying it. He's pretty much saying the reasonings because, like I said, the whole MGTOW thing is growing in China.
some women spend your money, show zero gratitude and still act all high and mighty, lecturing you with lines like, "So many people chased after me back then, how did I end up blind enough to choose you?" While enjoying everything you provide, she demands that you give 120% effort. "If you love me, you have to go all in. You must tolerate my temper, understand my emotions and meet my needs." When she wants emotional support, you need to be emotionally.
I believe it's true. I believe a lot of men are done with women's BS. Because this is the thing where I've shown you so many videos of average women, average ass women. They put down average men. The delusion that average women thinking that they're better than average men. And that is why a lot of men say, hell with it. Fine. You think you're better than me? Cool. I'm done. I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to think about myself. This is the thing where I've said this plenty of times where I want men to be the best version of themselves, not for women, for themselves. Spend money, make money, for you can be happy. So you can create the life that, you know what, is a bit more fulfilling than centering your life on women. I've been there and I've done that, and it really hurt me. Okay, financially, emotionally, mentally, it destroyed me. So now I'm not sent. My life is not centered on women. It's centering on improving myself for myself and focusing on my own individual happiness. Because here's the thing, I can tell you this: women right now only care about their own happiness. Women will break their family for their own happiness. So fuck it. Fuck it. Think about yourself. Care about yourself. We have so many men out there that do not care about themselves. They will sacrifice their own happiness for everyone else. While women sacrificing men for their own happiness. I'm done with that. Because I can tell you this, one of the reasonings why I made this channel, learning, I didn't know this before, that the suicide rate for men is at an all-time high. All-time high. Men are deleting themselves at a high rate. That is depressing for me. It really is. So weird, they act like they hate men, but and this is the thing, right? Men, average men, are the backbone of society. And yet women are going after top tier men. Guess what? Top tier men, women, CEOs, they use average men. They use average men. Average men are the cannon fodder for the rest of the world. It's tiring. It is tiring.
Intelligent and comforting. When she wants financial security, you better be earning well. When she needs to vent, you become her punching bag. When she wants to rest, you can't even lay a finger on her. At times like these, I can't help but ask. A man who is thoughtful, makes money, listens obediently, and also happens to be tall and handsome. Why on earth would he devote himself to just you? Just because you're lazy, greedy, and living like a parasite feeding off men? This is the absurd reality of modern Chinese marriage. What have men been pushed into? They have to plow the fields like an ox, pull the mill like a donkey, and get slaughtered like a sheep, reduced to nothing more than personal ATMs for women. They're expected to earn money for the family, yet have no right to decide how it's spent. They're supposed to fund a woman's beauty and lifestyle, yet can't enjoy the slightest freedom themselves. All responsibility, zero rights. And in the end, he realizes. He's tried his best to meet everyone's expectations, but not a single person actually cares how he feels. I really want to ask, how did men go insane like this? Why must they get married? Is this what you call marriage? This is nothing less than legalized slavery.
Yo, Big Bars has said that. Legalized slavery. Men have always been slaves to the world. Men, average men. I'm not talking about the top tier. I'm not talking about the kings, the dukes, the presidents, the CEOs. No, 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 no. Average men. Men like you and me have always been the slaves to the rest of the world, right? To move society along, okay? The bricklayers, the fishermen, the men, okay? The average men have always been the slaves to the world. We have always been the underdogs, the last on the totem pole. Okay? This is why I believe men are, no one cares about men. And that is why, okay, I created my channel to show my support to good men, the men that the world shit on. I'm tired of that, right? Why I want men to be the best version of themselves, not to hate women, okay? I don't want men to be the best version of themselves to hate women. No, I want men to be the best version of themselves so they have self-respect, so they can have boundaries. So if they find a woman, they will never let a woman cross the boundaries, disrespect them, because they will hold shit down, because they won't be desperate for women. That's that's the problem with a lot of men. Okay, I've been there, I've done that. We are desperate for women. We center women. So we do stupid shit because we center women, because we're desperate for women. While I want men to be the best version of themselves, so they're not desperate for any woman, anyone's validation. They are the leaders of their own life.
一个聪明的美女，她会选择丑的、矮的，但是她绝对不会选择抠的。
A truly smart and beautiful woman, she might accept a man who's unattractive and short, but she would absolutely never choose a stingy man. This is something you should never take lightly. Sisters, take my advice. Never date a stingy man.
I love women. This is the thing where I hate this ideology, right? This notion that if you are critical, okay, if you have opinions on anything, right? Opinions on women, on racism, on politics, on anything, on people, you hate them, right? I get people who say that, oh, I hate women, I hate black people, I hate this, I hate that. No, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody. Hell, my baby mom have destroyed my life. I wouldn't even say I hate her. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like I want things to be better. I hate that. What I do hate is that we are divided. I hate that we are hurting ourselves, okay? I hate that we're hurting each other. I I hate how the world is turning. I think we are more divided than ever. And it's not helping nobody. Okay. So I'm not saying that, oh, I want to let's get on here to hate women. No. I'm saying that I want men to understand the world around them. Have yourself gain self-respect, create boundaries where you can be the leader of your own life, where you can have as much control of your life as possible. Not so you can hate women, right? Understanding women is not about hating women. It's about knowing where you're not going to be fooled. I mean, if I think hard about it, I may have to hate my ex, but I try not to, right? She has fucked up my life, but you know, it is what it is.
Seriously, stingy men, once you date one, you'll be silenced. Each one is more ridiculous than the last. You know that saying? Everyone has their own Hamlet in their heart. What it means is, everyone has their own judgment and preferences. But I'm telling you, don't try to be individual about this. Because once you've dated a stingy man, you'll know exactly what it means to regret it beyond words. Those smart and beautiful women, they've already figured out how to protect themselves. They never let themselves fall into an emotional vortex of self-consumption. As long as a man makes her feel uncomfortable, dishonest, or shows even the slightest unwillingness to give, they don't hesitate for a second, they block, delete, and cut ties instantly. They understand how to stop losses in time, with no loose ends left behind. Only the less wise ones keep getting emotionally drained by jerks and stingy guys. Because they love the wrong person, they live with more and more grievance, grow less and less radiant, and end up with nothing at all. So, sisters, once you come across a man who's not willing to spend money on you, don't hesitate for even 1 second. Block him immediately.
现在男生真的是一点都不追女生了，然后总还把那个舔狗挂在嘴上。
Spend money on you. What's the point of you making your own money? What's the point? This is the thing right there. Why I say, men, be your best version. Because here's the thing. I honestly believe the one that makes the money has the power. That's my belief. You make the money, you have the power. That's just how the world works. Because at the end of the day, even if women have careers, have bank accounts, they still have standards, have demands on a man's money. So fuck it. Control that shit. The greed, it is out of control. This is a thing where we are seeing it more and more. The greed of women. That's it. That's how it is. The absolute high level of greed of women. They want to work and make their own money while having a man spend money on them.
Now, guys are really becoming more and more passive. They almost never take the initiative to pursue girls anymore. They keep talking about the word simp all the time, as if just being a little proactive would immediately get them labeled with that tag. For example, when they've just met a girl, they send her a message, and if she doesn't reply, they definitely won't send a second one, because sending another would make them a simp, or if they ask a girl out for a meal and she says no the first time, they...
Why do you... If he sent a message, do you reply? No. It's like, this is a thing where modern day men are tired of women's game. You could have done it, right? You playing these games that women had back in the day, fine. You know, when they didn't necessarily have the equal rights. But now you are on equal playing field. Stop playing with these fucking games. There's always these games. It's like, one, oh, I need to spend man's money. Two, men need to pursue. What the hell does women do? What do women do in the dating process? Literally, women do shit. And then you wonder why women have low dating values. You would think. This is a thing where I'm amazed that I honestly do not believe. I honestly do not believe that women are stupid. But I do believe that I think women play ignorant. They don't want to know. They don't want to think logically. I honestly believe that women aren't stupid. They just don't want to try. They don't want to try. They don't really want to think logically.
won't ask again. Taking one more step of initiative seems like lowering their own worth. Guys think this way. I'm also an only child. I'm also the precious one in my family. So why should I humble myself to chase after you? What obligation do I have to please you? But
So a man should humble himself to chase after you. Yet you wouldn't do it. Does that not seem the hypocrisy? You wouldn't humble yourself to chase after him. Yet he should. He should. And he should look good, be tall, be charming, have money. Are you kidding me? Literally everything is on the men. And then women are surprised that men will just use women's bodies. You have so much expectation on the man. And then you're surprised that men would mistreat women. You're surprised about that. Because the playing field isn't equal.
have you ever thought about this? Us girls also have our own thoughts. I've just met you, and I haven't even seen what your attitude is like yet. I might really be busy and didn't get a chance to reply to your message. But
It's like, why do women just see it one way? Literally, what she just said could be applied to the man as well. But no, it's only to her. So the logic, okay, is fine towards her. It don't make sense towards him. He shouldn't be busy. He should have time for you.
when you see that we girls didn't reply, and then you never message again, of course we'll think you're not interested in us girls. Then we'll definitely not contact you either, because we're girls, after all, we can't just go around chasing guys, right? So if everyone is so calculative, so passive.
This is the funny thing. Oh, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. And the insane excuse. I'm just a girl. I shouldn't be, it's like, oh, I shouldn't be chasing you. I'm just a girl. Are you kidding me? Are you not equal? Right? Or are you equal? It's like, it's just a way to, mathing. No, this is the thing. It's a way to, again, not hold yourself accountable.
Then no one's going to date anyone. To be honest, if you meet a girl and think she's not bad, then give each other a few more chances. Do you really think you'll meet that many girls who make your heart flutter? In your entire life, how many women who are quite a good match can you realistically encounter? Since you've met one, don't give up so easily. Be a bit more proactive, hang in there a little longer, and put...
Why can't you follow the same advice yourself? This is why what she just said, this whole shit she just said, why I say she's not stupid, yet faint ignorant. What you said, okay, all the shit you said, why doesn't it make sense on the men's side?
putting in a bit more effort isn't a bad thing at all. Likewise, if a girl also thinks the guy is pretty decent, then she shouldn't always keep up that prideful attitude either. Respond a little, take some initiative. Maybe the outcome would be completely different. If both people are willing to step forward just a little bit, the chances of getting into a relationship would be much higher. Because only when you really get to know each other and interact, will there be a possibility for making a choice. If you're always quick to say, forget it, or walk away after a disagreement with, I'll just find another girl, do you really think you'll always have another suitable girl waiting? Go ask those men who are 37 or 38 years old. You'll find that they might not meet a truly suitable girl for an entire year or two. By the time they realize they should have cherished that one good match, it might already be too late. In the end, when it comes to relationships, it still feels more natural for girls to be slightly on the receiving end. Guys should just be more proactive, make more of an effort, not to lose face, but to win the chance.
有的男人他虽然很有钱，但是他对女人极其的
You know, this is the thing why I will continue to promote this. Men need to have their passport. Have your passport. Please. The world is bigger than your surroundings. Okay? Hell, even in the US, the world is bigger than the state you're in. The world is bigger than the city you're in. Travel. This is the thing. Make money so you can live your life how you want it. Travel. Don't be stuck with the women around you. I don't think men take bad advice. I really, yes. Women are really
不尊重。
Not all men who can make money or who are rich will be generous to women. And not all men are worth a woman's time to plan for or strategize around. 'Cause some men, although very wealthy, have absolutely no respect for women. When he's with you, the first thing he wants to see is whether you're truly sincere toward him, whether you're someone who is willing to give. Only if you're patient enough, tolerant enough, and caring enough will he maybe start to give something back to you. If you expect him to give first, it's almost impossible. He'll think, if I have to spend money on a woman just so she'll be with me, then why should I choose you? Why can't I just find someone else? There's no need for me to pick you specifically. Once you reach your breaking point during this long period of patience and finally erupt like a volcano, he'll reevaluate who you are. Only when he is completely satisfied will he possibly begin to give. But there's no way around it. Since he has money, the moment you're with him, there's already a power imbalance. The rules between you are set by him. Even if you feel uncomfortable or unfair, you can walk away, but he won't try to stop you. This kind of man is the classic rich and cold-blooded type. He might not even be particularly lustful, and the chances of him falling hard for a woman are extremely low. So, sisters, when we're faced with this kind of man, should we choose to endure it? Or should we try to get what we want through a long, drawn-out effort? If that's the case, you'd better be ready for a long battle. Otherwise, it's better not to start this relationship at all. You might as well put more energy into yourself instead. No matter how much or how little we earn, at least we feel peace in our hearts. The women who can actually deal with this kind of man are all top-level players. They have their ways to get these men to obediently spend money and time on them. If you don't think you're at that level, then I suggest you stick with regular men. They may not be rich, but at least they're easier for us to handle.
Tell everyone, nowadays more and more Chinese men are no longer naive. On the contrary, they are extremely clear-headed. Just how clear-headed? When going on a date and having dinner with a woman, they dare to directly suggest going Dutch. When registering for marriage, they can ask the woman to do a premarital medical check. Even after getting married, he will still ask how much money the woman has in her savings. In the past, it was definitely the era of men chasing after women. What about now? Many men don't pursue women anymore, which has led to some women having to chase after men instead. In the past, during a relationship that lasted a year or more, the guy might not even dare to hold the woman.
You know, I hope this is, and it seems like it, right? But I hope it's a growing thing that I think more and more men are less naive. I think it's because of men's content. I think it's because of men's content that more and more men are less naive to women. So that's why I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Because naive men are the ones who get destroyed. Those are the men that will get destroyed. So I'm loving that fact. I believe that's a fact. I believe that's a growing trend. So what do you guys think?